Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. I don't even know where to begin. We'll start off with Deacon and Brooke. So they're talking in the living room, and, Brooke, once again, has been saying what she's been saying for the last past week and a half. That she regretted letting Rich go. It was the worst mistake that she's done, and, now she doesn't really know what to do. And Deacon, in his own way, was Snitty trying to make her feel better by being like, hey, listen, Rich didn't handle this so well either. I'm not gonna lie, he kind of dumbs down a lot of stuff, like, oh, well, he overreacted over a simple kiss. And it was like, bro, are you kidding me? Like, that's easy for you to sit there and say because you're the one that's Snitty kissing somebody else's wife. Let, let somebody else kiss your wife, your girlfriend, see exactly how you feel. Um, so he does that a lot. Hope and Liam come in and they try to cheer her up and they try to not have her be so harsh on herself. Now, eventually, Deacon has to go to work, and Liam asks a really important question. He's like, "Yo, is he trying to I don't know, add more pressure on you, or like is he stressing you out in any sort of way?" Now, the one thing he said was really important. I was like, Liam was like, "Listen, I'm gonna try to say this as nice as possible. If you want to get back with Ridge, you probably shouldn't be spending so much time with Deacon." Like, Lori stood there like, I am so glad he was in the scene because he made so much sense. And Hope was like, yeah, well, I gotta agree with him. You made it sound like there was another option. Did you not hear your mom sit there crying since, I don't know, New Year's Eve or Christmas or New Year's Eve, I think? Um, how she wants, how she wants Rich back, this, that, and the third. And you're just like, well, I gotta agree. Yeah, because there was another option. Um, Meanwhile, Finn comes over to see Sheila. And I'm going to be honest, it seemed like it was somewhat of a pointless conversation. All he came over there to do was to make sure that Sheila was being a good girl. Now, it was kind of interesting because when you saw Sheila, they did some flashbacks of stuff that, well, I mean, obviously I've never seen because well, I wasn't watching soap operas at that time, and I'm pretty sure one of them might have been before I was born. I'm not too sure. Um, there was a lot of scenes with her and Brooke. First them starting off as friends, and then Brooke calling her crazy throughout the years, and just really kind of just beep, 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 on her. Just really getting at her. But yeah, Finn comes over to sit there and say, "Hey, I want to make sure that you're being a good girl. You've been coming over Taylor's. You've been seeing Taylor come over at her job unannounced. Like, you can't do that. Literally said you can't do that. You can't sit there and just be, showing up unannounced. And I'm like, it's funny because Taylor's been saying the same thing. And, well, to be honest, you're not exactly listening to her either. Um, yeah, he was like, listen, if you play the part, you be the good girl, I'll sit there and work on Steffi and try to make this whole thing happen. That was it. That was it. Okay, I'm gonna be and I think I've been feeling about this for a while. And since I haven't seen him, I kind of forgot about it. Maybe I have to get used to Finn or the actor that plays Finn, his style. I don't know. I feel like sometimes whenever he delivers lines, it's like, uh, I'm not feeling it. I don't know. It's weird when you see all these actors who've been on the show for a while, and then you see Finn, and you're just like, I know you've been kind of doing this for a little bit, but why do you seem like you're so out of sync with everyone else here? Now, granted, that could be me because on days when I first started watching it, there's a character named Kayla, and I felt like she was very wooden, like very stiff. But then when you start watching the show for a while, you kind of realize, like, maybe, I don't know, it's kind of morphed into like accepting her acting style and her character. And so now it works. But when I first started watching, it was like, it seemed kind of wooden. So maybe that was a damn change for Finn. But I was sitting there watching today, and I'm like, you seem so out of sync with almost damn near everyone that's on the show. But to be fair, again, I said similar things about Steffi when I first saw it, and she seems like, I don't know if she's gotten better or I've gotten used to her. It has to be one of the two. Um, Now Thomas, I think before, yeah, Thomas is on the phone with Sheila talking about, oh, we gotta meet up. I don't know if I can sit there and keep this secret, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, you got Steffi. That is literally Steffi is literally at the door. Now she doesn't overhear what they're talking about, but she walks in. She's like, "Yo, is everything all right? Like, what's going on? You got these. You're acting very sus. You're acting very off. What's going on with you?" And it seems like Thomas wants to say something, but at the same time, he's like, "I'm good. Everything's good. Don't worry about it. I got to go to a meeting. I got to go somewhere." So he leaves, and of course, Steffi follows him. Now, Steffi, I don't know, she must have lost him somewhere because she goes to the place that Deacon's at, and she walks up to Deacon. She was like, "Oh, did you see Thomas?" And I'm not gonna lie, the way she stood there and looked at him like he was just like lower class compared to her. I was like, "Damn, girl. I mean, I know you don't like him, but really?" Now, on a positive note, I gotta sit there and say this woman has been on point for so long on her fashion choices. I'm Here's the thing. I'm not huge into fashion, but I do like, clothes and stuff like that and, styles and especially how they match and things of that nature. And I don't think I've been given enough credit. Because today she was rocking out outfit. I was like, this girl got style. It's a shame because from what I understand, what I heard, back in the day, they used to actually, have fashion stuff. Like that was a thing. And now, yeah, they'll talk about Foresters and they're bringing some of the models to sit there and try on something, but they don't seem like they have the fashion stuff like they, like they did back then. I've seen a lot of people, um, complain about that. Like, yo, why is there no fashion stuff that's really going on? Um, but yeah, she's been on point for the last couple episodes. I actually tell you, I feel like she's been on point for a while. But it's just today, I don't know if it was like the orange and her whole getup. I was like, it works, but it makes sense. She works in the fashion place, so she's gonna be on point. Now, some random bartender, I guess, walks up and is like, "Oh, you're Steffi Forrester." I guess she must be like a model or was a model in that show as well. But he pretty much tells her, "Oh, I heard you overheard you talk, looking for Thomas." Yeah, I saw him in an alley, not that long ago. And first of all, I'm like, you decided to meet Sheila in an alley. I mean, could you not meet at a library or like you're in LA? Okay, I get it, I get it, I get it. It's cost and sets and stuff like that, but it's like you're in LA. Okay, I've been there once. I want to go back again. Um, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure there are millions of places that y'all could have met at if you didn't want to meet at the house and you didn't want her to meet you at Steffi's place or your job, but you decided to meet her in a back alley. You decided to meet Sheila Carter in a back alley because you're growing a conscience and she doesn't want that. But, that's totally a good idea. So he meets her up and he's like, hey, I don't know if I can do this, that, and the third. And of course, Sheila reminds him, hey, it's not just about me and being close to my son and my grandchildren or whatever, my grandchild. Is Hayes a boy or a girl? I'm generally confused because I could have swore Finn said my son, or she was saying I want to see my grandson. So I'm kind of confused because I could have swore that Steffi has two girls, but I could be wrong. Um. Anyway, they're talking, and of course, Steffi decides to go in the back alley and see them talking, but she can't hear what them. She can't hear what they're saying. So I don't know if Thomas is going to keep this secret because every day it seems like Sheila is able to sit there and kind of quiet him and calm him down a little bit. And another, 2 or 3 days, he's just like, I don't know if I can sit there and do this. Uh, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I mean, besides doing the right thing, other than that, what is that gonna do? I mean, you say your dad is happy, regardless. And the thing is, like, regardless of how this the whole thing went about, if Sheila spiked the drink and made her drink and stuff like that, the point is, Deacon should have never been in that house. Okay, should have never been comfortable enough. Because hell, even Brooke was like, "Yeah, well, I didn't invite him. He just kind of showed up." I'm like, and you keep giving him the impression that he's allowed to show up whenever he wants, and you don't seem that as well. I'm like, for your marriage sake, you might want to start looking out for stuff like that. I mean, the dude just kind of just sometimes he just walks on in like, oh, so you paid a mortgage on this place? No? Okay, I was checking because I mean, you walked in there like you did. I mean, Ridge, I've had my issues with him, a little bit. Nothing major, but I've had my issues with him. Certain things of especially him trying to kick out Hope. But I can understand not just I'm not gonna sit there and say what I was gonna sit there and say. Well, not as a man, about just having somebody just walk in your house, but just as a person. Oh, even if the roles were reversed, can you? I mean, seriously, bro would not be okay with somebody just walking in. Taylor just walking in. Oh, I'm just coming here to sit there and see Ridge. You just walked in my house like I'm supposed to be cool with that. So, I mean, screw the fact that I just sit there and say, as a man, just as a human being, you don't just walk in somebody's place. And he's been way too comfortable doing that. I'm pretty sure throughout the week we're going to see more flashbacks because, it's the 35-year anniversary or whatever of the show. And I saw a couple of people sitting there talking, a couple of the stars talking about their favorite moments, this, that, and the third. Um, Like they had the guy that played Bill Spencer, Dollar Bill, talking about the worst thing that he's done, or the worst thing he's done to Ridge, and one of them was, well, he didn't do it, but he made sure that Ridge got ejected out of a helicopter. Yeah, um, and I don't even think that was the worst part of what he did because one of my subscribers told me that Bill tried to blow up the building and almost wound up killing the son in the process. And that's just probably one of the many things that he's done. Oh, Dollar Bill. What are we gonna do with that character? What are they gonna do with that character? I mean, they had him come in at one point with him and Wyatt, and he was there, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. I remember when I first started watching him, and him and Flo didn't really do a damn thing, and seeing him come back was like, oh, that was nice. You're still useless, just like you were when I last saw you. So, at least you're consistent. I feel like that's about it. I feel like that's about it. So yes, with that being said, I'm gonna go. And thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.